Now let's take a look at what's called the empirical rule. If you remember from when we studied probability, empirical means to come up with by basically observations, experimenting, to see what really happens. So these percentages you're going to see here, that between one standard deviation below to one standard deviation above the mean is going to contain 68% of the data. That was just done by research, viewing random processes to see what happens. 68% is 68% because it is. That's what was measured. From 2 below to 2 above, standard deviations, 2 standard deviations below to 2 above is always going to be 95%. If it's not 95%, it's probably not a normal curve. Okay. From 3 standard deviations below the mean to 3 standard deviations above the mean, that is going to be 99.7%. So these 3 numbers are going to be the answers to various questions as we go forward. Sometimes we will only go from the mean above or the mean below a certain standard deviation, so we might see half of these values, 68 divided by 2 is 34, we might see that as part of our answers for what percent is between these values. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take a look at a few examples, answer a few questions, and see how this works. Okay. So using the empirical rule here on question 7, what percent of x values of a normal distribution lie within one standard deviation, so left and right, of the mean of the distribution? Well, as we saw in that last example, that's going to be 68%. From -1 to +1, with the mean right there in the between. Question 8, it's asking about using this empirical rule again, but now we're looking at 2 standard deviations, to the left, 2 to the right. And from the last slide we saw, that's 95%. So that's from -2 to +2. And these are standard deviations. Standard deviation. We'll just abbreviate with SD. And finally, which one lies between the second and the third? So 9, we're going from the second to the third. Remember that do a little drawing here. So we're going from the second, here's the mean, here's 1, second to the third. So we just want this little area here. What we do is we take what would be the third, and again, they want both sides, actually. Sorry. So we want this area too. It's supposed to be symmetric, right? So we take the distance from -3 to 3, and we subtract the middle part that we don't want, which is -2 to 2. So we've got 99.7% between -3 to +3. And we have 95.0% from -2 to +2. So if we subtract these two, we're basically just taking out the center part, left with what we want. And when we do the subtraction, we get 4.7%. So you can see how with just this empirical rule, we're able to use it in various ways to come up with what percentage is represented by certain areas under the curve.